Lucid Nair, back with another video. So I decided to skip my Lucid Touring delivery. Well, it's in Q1. It's the Stealth Edition, so not 100% sure if I'm going to take it or not. Still scheduled for Q1, being that it's Stealth. But in the meantime, I did buy a 2021 used Model S Plaid that I found at a Earnhardt GMC dealership. It's pretty funny, like they had a Tesla Model S there and it was Plaid. I was expecting it to not be Plaid because sometimes, like some of these dealerships, they'll advertise a car as Plaid, and then you go and see it in person and you check the software and it's not really Plaid. But to my surprise, this car, it had 15,000 miles on it, 19-inch tires, so pretty basic options, white color, and I didn't expect I would buy the car. I was looking at a used Lucid Air Grand Touring. They wanted $135,000 for that. This Plaid was about the $100,000 range, so it was about $35,000 less than that used Lucid Grand Touring. We couldn't reach a deal on the Lucid Grand Touring. I found that at a Mercedes-Benz dealership in Gilbert. Yeah, we weren't able to reach a deal. So the next day I went to go see this Plaid, and I thought, hey, it's a pretty nice car. It had 1025 horsepower, comparatively to the Touring that has the 625 horsepower. Well, this is actually the car itself. So I have 3 kids, so I was really happy. I had rented a couple cars in 2022. I had rented a Lucid Air Grand Touring, got to experience what it was to be like Lucid owner for like a week. My friend let me rent his a Model X long range, so it was also 2022. So my kids got to kind of experience, from that car I got to experience what the yoke was like, what it was like shifting with the screen. My kids got to experience the rear entertainment system, and I think I kind of, because of that car, the Model X long range that I rented, that car felt more fun to me, to be honest, because we took that car, we took it to San Diego from Arizona. It's like a 6-7 hour drive, and we stopped at each supercharging station. You had to pay money, but it was Tesla superchargers, 250 kilowatt speed, so really good speed chargers. Didn't stop more than 30 minutes at any other stop, and was able to easily get to San Diego from Arizona with like 2 or 3 stops, right? And that whole experience made me think a lot about, maybe Tesla has a pretty good offering here. So overall, when I compared all the specs, Tesla versus the Air Grand Touring and Touring, the Plaid had more horsepower. Of course it does. It's much faster in straight line shot, drag speed type test. A 1025 horsepower. The Touring has 625 horsepower. The Grand Touring has 800 horsepower, 815 I think, right? So overall, I chose the Plaid because for one, it had the rear entertainment, so I liked that it had the rear entertainment, right? I liked that. More and more I hear about the supercharge network, at least in Arizona. We've built out, in 2022, I can count at least 3 different supercharging stations they built from the ground up out of nowhere, and they're 250 kilowatts. So there was one in Mesa, There was one in Tempe at Arizona Mills Mall, and I think they're in the process of opening up a Chandler one, and I think there was another one, but it's crossing my mind right now. So, and then I look at Electrify America, right, which is the charger that Lucid uses, right? I see nothing but like horrible comments about it. There was a picture around Thanksgiving, which of course is a busy travel day, but they showed the quartzite Electrify America, and I kid you not, the line was like hundreds of cars or something crazy like that. So at least the entertainment system, the supercharged network of Tesla, I still trust the charging network of Tesla better than Electrify America right now. And then thirdly was software. So when I rented the Lucid Air Grand Touring, there were just little quirks with the software I ran into. Couldn't quite get like navigation with Alexa to work on some occasions. Software was a little slow. This was pre, Lucid UX 2.0. But I compare it to my experience I had with my 2016 Model S 85D, and software was slow on that car as well, but it was pretty reliable. Like, I guess every now and then my audio would get cut or something like that. So there, it did have its own quirks as well. So far with the Model S Plaid software, I've had no crashes, I've had no issues. Probably owned it for about a month now, put almost 3,000 miles on the car. So it's been a pretty good car so far. And I still have my Lucid Touring order, Stealth Q1 or Q2 or God knows what at this point. But I think they're still advertising Q1 of 2023 for that. That's supposed to be the Cosmos Silver, which was like still a little bit on the fence on that color. It looks a little like too gray to me versus silver, but I've seen it in person, the silver, and it's okay. I guess after driving this white Plaid, white is starting to be a color that I like quite a bit. So yeah, so pound for pound, the Plaid versus the Touring, I thought Plaid has just as much as the Touring. I don't think the interior is like, it's not as great as like the Lucid cars, so that is one thing you're gonna give up. You're gonna give up a little bit different interior, right? I do like Tesla's autopilot system, so you can just like stick it into an autopilot, and the car will just go, and you're getting that for free on the car. You're not paying any extra. On Lucid cars, you're paying like $10,000 extra for Plaid system, right? Sorry, Dream Drive Pro, right? So you can see like cars just going and it's steering and pretty good, right? So this system in itself is not bad, right? And you're getting that for free on the Plaid, right? You pay extra for FSD, which is the auto steering inside of the city, and then it listens to the traffic lights and can actually do like quite a bit of the driving, right? It's still an auto assist system. So what you give up on the Plaid is it's not as smooth a ride as the Lucid, from what I recall. I kind of want to rent one again so that I could understand exactly what the Lucid feel was, because now I know a little bit more about like, don't listen to like heavy music, try to get the feel for the road, race it like 90 miles per hour, see like how the car holds up, see how stable it is and such. So, but overall, yeah, Plaid has the better software, has like the dog mode, the camp mode, can show your friends and kids the light show, right? My kids did the light show and they really liked that. They were really impressed with, like, on Christmas time. I don't even know if it works anymore. Let's see here. Ho ho ho. Yeah, so on Christmas time, you could turn into the Santa mode, and kids had a lot of fun with that. And when you use your turn signals, it sounds like Santa's sleigh. So right now we're in the Santa mode, and it's snowing, and it's way past Christmas. But, little quirks like that made me think, Tesla, they have a very mature software team. Elon Musk says all the time he's been writing software for 20 years. I'm in the software space. I like software. It's also part of my career, right? Computer scientist, all that stuff, right? So I did appreciate more that, like, there was more software refinement in a Tesla. So as I watch Lucid right now, there's a couple things I want to see improve. So I want to see software improve. I want to see, like, these extra features that you can have in a car other than, just the driving, right? It's got to have a little bit more, punch to me, right? Like, give me something, right? Like, Tesla, you're getting Netflix, you're getting YouTube. I think they just added, like, Steam games. You could play, what is it, like Fortnite? You can play Fortnite on a Tesla Model S Plaid. Like, it's nuts, right? Tesla gives you the Sentry alarm system. I don't think Lucid has any kind of alarm system. I think Rivian has its own alarm system, right? So you can tell someone touches your car, they nick something. Anytime there's, like, motion, it's recording it to video drive. You're seeing it on the the Tesla. So you get Sentry mode. You get a really mature cell phone application, right? You can use the cell phone application to control your car, control the music in the car. You can get all kinds of stats on your car. I mean, something as simple as just, like, looking up energy things. I don't think Lucid has something that is even reporting how much energy you're using, driving, climate, battery condition, elevation, all that stuff, right? So I think that's better on Tesla as well. So getting energy mode, you're getting Sentry mode, you're getting the dash cam, right? You're getting all of that. And when I test drove the Grand Touring one more time, when I was thinking about buying the used, I was like, is it really worth $135,000? And to me, it just didn't feel like it was quite there yet, right? Like, you get the longer range battery, right? But a Plaid has 396 mile range too. So 396 miles versus 450 miles, right? It's not like a huge difference. Maybe you'll buy, like, an extra 30 minutes driving of a supercharger, right? So the range aspect started to go out the door, right? So then I started looking at those other aspects: software, supercharger, all that stuff, right? And to me, I thought Plaid was overall the better package. It may not be the better car, right? And so if that matters to you, if the driving experience matters to you, you want, like, the BMW ultimate driving experience, right? Then I think Lucid is going to give you that better. If you care about speed, of course the Plaid's going to give that to you. But if you don't care about speed, you just care about, really smooth drive, this luxury type experience, then Lucid's going to give that to you, right? if you care about, you have kids, you want them to be able to watch something while you're driving, right? Kids can watch YouTube or Disney or Netflix or whatever it is, right? You want a stable autopilot system, right? Something that you can turn on in the city, something you can turn on when you're on the freeway, right? You want a security system. If you want all these little, software bells and features, right? Then Plaid's going to give that to you, and the Tesla system's going to give that to you. Lucid's going to give you the smoother drive, the better tuned suspension. You're not going to feel as many bumps. It give you the lower speed. And then the other aspect I'd touch on is service. So at least in Arizona, there were 2 major Tesla service centers I've been to. Tempe, there's also one in Mesa, and there's also one in Scottsdale. They're really big service centers, probably like at least 16 bays, right? In Arizona right now, there's only one service center. It's in Scottsdale. I would definitely say it's on the smaller side. It's like 8 bays, right? I think that's got to change. It's got to change very soon, right? Because if you ever have to get your car serviced, the Tesla experience is just like nothing else I've ever had, right? Your whole service appointment's on your phone. It tells you, bring your car in for service, right? Your service attendant, they message you through the Tesla app. They send you the invoice if you have to pay for something. Every little part number that they change on your car, it looks like an official invoice. I mean, I can't even tell you the nightmare I went through with Lucid when I was trying to get like an invoice number with parts. Like my sense on Lucid right now is service is just not as mature. It can't be, right? They've only done service for maybe like 1 year, right? Whereas Tesla's been doing it for 10 years, right? So they've built out a lot of things towards service. They built out, I guess they don't give you loaners anymore, but they will give you an Uber ride, right? So as soon as you get in, your Tesla app gives you the Uber coupon, $100, right, that you could use during the day. You can rent any kind of Uber. So they definitely have very sophisticated, like Uber transportation system to get you in and out of the service center, right? Parts. They have tons of Tesla parts in the service centers because the manufacturing capability of Tesla right now is just, it's off the charts, right? We've got Fremont, we've got Austin, right? So service, if you ever have to get your car serviced, I guarantee it's going to be a better experience through Tesla. Hopefully you don't have to get your car serviced, but if you do, it's going to be better, right? So service, rear entertainment system, faster acceleration. If you like the yoke, they got a yoke as well. Some people aren't huge fans of the yoke, but it looks different. So a couple things on Lucid. The thing I hear everyone say is it's the head-turning car. It's what everyone likes to see, right? And frankly, I think it's still a rare car with only 7,000 produced in the U.S. I think only about 5,000 sold in the U.S. There is a little bit of problem in that there were like 2,000 or 3,000 cars that weren't sold for Lucid. So I think what happened is Grand Touring was behind on production. They stepped up production, and then we kind of ran into this like recession, a little bit of downturn with the interest rates going up much higher. I think on this car I got a 5.5 interest rate. I think it's now even higher. We're probably near 6s now on interest rates for cars. So all of that is influencing who can purchase a car, right? Now Lucid's price on the Grand Touring is $154,000. I think you could get it like $138,000 if you choose like lower options, but it's still well over 130,000 brand new, right? Not many people are stepping up to buy $130,000 car in this economy, right? So what ends up happening is a bunch of the Grand Touring holders end up canceling, and then now you've got cars stuck on Lucid's lot. Like if you ever look at Bear's Workshop videos, all you see is just bunches and bunches of Lucid cars that are just stuck in the lots. If I was to count right, I bet it's close to at least 1,000 cars in that lot. Probably all Grand Tourings. And if you follow what Tesla's been doing, Tesla just marked down like all their cars between 10 and 20%. So I'm pretty sure, Lucid's not going to let inventory just sit there and not be bought. It's probably going to be marked down eventually. I would imagine they have to at least back down their $154,000 Lucid Grand Touring. It has to drop to like $139,000, and once that happens, then Lucid's gonna look interesting. Used Air Grand Touring right now, I think the lowest price I've seen is somewhere between $110,000 to like $115,000, right? And Plaid right now, brand new Plaid 2023, is $115,000 from Tesla. So the pricing right now is just way in the favor of Tesla right now. Lucid's gonna have to match that margin. They have to come back up. So I think if you're in the market right now, and the other things that influence my decision is Arizona has some really wacky car registration rules. In 2022, we were still grandfathered into cheaper registration. So those cars, you could buy cheaper registration in 2022. So I had to buy the car by 12/31 of December of 2022. So that was also a factor. I got like half the car registration price I'd get, which is like over 6-7 years. It's like $7,000 savings or something nuts, right? On a like $100,000 car, right? So that was another thing that influenced my decision. But yeah. So far the Plaid's been good. Still got the Lucid Touring. Thinking about, I'm gonna probably rent one, and I'll probably create a video on that, is renting a Touring, just to see what that's like, because I've driven the Grand Touring, but I've never driven the Touring. I've heard it's a little bit bigger in the back, and the rear trunk or rear passenger seating, they have more leg room. So I think that'll be a fun video to do, is rent a Touring and see how it compares to a Plaid. Maybe I'll do like a comparison, Touring versus Plaid, and show what the inside of that is and the inside of the Plaid is, right? Well, please like and subscribe the video, and I'll see you on the next one.